Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. I'm here with the wonderful Wolf, and Wolfie, I haven't got a proper background. That's a little bit boring. Maybe I'll choose a.
It's very dour where you are. It's almost like a bunker.
There you go. I put your girlfriend on. I got Marilyn back. Put Marilyn back.
Tell you what?
What?
I've never been to Marilyn.
What?
Not my type. I don't know what it is, but it's just not my type. You know what? My type is the beautiful French girls.
I know your type. I'll put your type on. I know the type you like. The type you like is this one. I'll do it for you because I know it's the type you like. It's what makes you happy. There you go.
Oh my Lord. You always have to find a way to bring him into the conversation, don't you? All right, look, let me start before we talk stocks. I want to get on something really, really good, actually.
All right.
I was very happy to see this sort of news from yesterday, and I'm talking about inflation news in Australia, right?
Wolfie, can we just say it's general share advice first?
Yeah, of course you can. You've got that little disclaimer in front of you. Everything we talk about is general advice only. All right, Dave, yesterday, CPI news from Australia. Oh, you've got to be happy with that. It's coming down, which means possibly no more interest rate rises in Australia, Dave. So we had, just to go back, CPI indicator, right? 11:30, of course, after I did my video. Forecasts consensus 5.2, 5.1 respectively, came in at 4.9 from 5.4. That is...
And Wolf, what was the catalyst? What was pulling inflation down?
Everything.
Well, I think the thing you look at is really sort of rent and food, isn't it?
So I think food was definitely one that they were talking about that was coming down, which is nice.
Yeah.
So look, I think just general feeling. Remember we talked about is just overall feeling is we're past the peak. Now they're talking about that it's definitely rates on hold. Possibly next year we're going to see them come down. But of course, it just depends. I think it's still going to be fairly sticky. This CPI, getting out from 8-9% down to 5% is much easier than getting up from 5% to 2%, right? What they want. So
yeah,
it's now going to be a much slower come down. But I think we're on the way. So at least from an investor point of view, I'm more comfortable investing, right? As looking at that sort of figures. So I'm thinking, okay, coming down. No more interest rate rises. This is where I am incentivized to actually start maybe trading or at least investing much, much strongly. So that's good news. That is good news.
Excellent. Good news. Wolfie, let's talk about some more good news today. Let's start with DSE because it's quite a few people I think are in this story. It's holding above trend. The announcement out today. But most of it was flagged us.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything was flagged in the quarterlies, right? We knew roughly what was coming. It still looks beautiful. I mean, you still got to look at it and you go, yeah, look, you got to love it. And the outlook, they've always gone the same way. In other words, we're looking to grow. We're looking to look profitable. We're looking at acquisitions if they're obviously good. All those sort of things, yeah, we're happy with. So again, that big sell down from almost 40 cents down to 25, I think is overdone, but understandable in a way. There's a lot of, trepidation. What's this Microsoft going to do to the business? But we just got to wait and see now, aren't we? I mean, so I think sideways for the moment until we see the next probably 2 quarterlies to see whether there's been any effect on Microsoft's new product denting into the business of DSE. And like I said, I mean, the company, the CEO says no, there won't be any impact, but we're going to find out in next month because it's October will be the quarterly season, so not that far away now.
All right, okay, it's
hold
now. Qantas, really weird price action, and it came out for a reason. They've got a big fine from the ACCC.
Yeah, plus they're grilling from every angle. With Joyce, right? And he's like a little kid getting absolutely hammered from every side. Not surprising. I mean, Dave, when you see the government protecting profits of Qantas, it doesn't look good, right? It should be really competition. And if Qantas is not good enough to profit from competition, then really this is free world, right? This is democracy. That's how it should be done. No, protectionism.
Yeah, I don't think it helps Qantas, obviously, with this ACCC also sort of suing them for selling tickets on
Absolutely.
on cancelled flights. I think that could be a bit of a it could be a real win for Virgin, right? And
Yeah, when I saw that Qatar being, rejected by the government, it's just it's not good. It's not good. Look, as much as I love Qantas because I want to have our own airline and la 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 la.
no,
That's democracy right there.
All right, okay. Let's have a look at FWD Wolf, because this was a few people were talking about this on the other day, and that price action is excellent. So on a chart, if it looks like that, I think tomorrow you'd want to buy this. Technicals, do the technicals support the charts?
The fundamentals do not support the charts, unfortunately. I had a look at it this morning. Problem is, okay, so the good news is that they've narrowed all the losses, right? So that's what I think the market is sort of cheering, right? That they've done that, cut costs or whatever, but there's just no growth, absolutely no growth whatsoever, right? So for me, I want a company that at least if it's recovering and coming back up, there's actually some growth ahead, and there's profitability and all those sort of things, and maybe they will eke out next year, but still. Look at the past performance over the last 2-3 years. It's been terrible. So, no, I can't marry the two together, Dave. So, pass for me. I'd rather play some other really good looking charts.
So what you're saying here is the company just giving a little bit of tick that you're profitable.
Yeah, they're showing that there's improvement on the bottom line, all those sort of things that you can cheer, but. When you look forward, I want to see good growth. I want to see, profitability. I want to see consistency. There's none of that.
And is there anything in the outlook that says
that
could change?
No, because they are very cautious about the outlook, right? Even though they're saying obviously there's improvements across the board. When you look at their business units, it's just there is just no growth, and I just can't see. And I've been looking at this company for the last 5 years. I just still can't see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, really good point. And part of CTM is trending a good story. So it just doesn't good chart, but shame about the fundamentals. ASB Wolf.
Not sure why you're looking at that one. Get rid of it. Next.
I think you asked me. You put it on the list, didn't you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I woke up in the morning. Oh, ASB. I'll put that on.
Okay. This is a very lightly traded little stock, ECL. Far away.
Look, this is a pretty interesting little company called, it used to be called CMI, right? It's an electrical business. So there's a little bit of similarity with IPG. They produce cables and all sorts of things for the electrical sector. And look, the growth is pretty decent. They had an update not too long ago that they're going to come up with some decent results. They have. And I don't mind this at all. So there's a name change to ECL from CMI to ECL, but it's trading on 8 times PE. So it's cheap. There's growth ahead. It's lightly traded, right? So you can definitely just be wary about that. But if you're looking for a little trade somewhere along the line, this is definitely not the worst. I'm digging it a little bit because it's cheap. It's got an okay dividend. So let me tell you what it's trading on dividend wise. Hang on.
I've only got 2% here. Maybe have they improved that?
Yeah, I think they have a little bit. So let's say 3%. It's listed a little bit of incentive, right? So it's not, like I said, it's overall. I don't mind the chart either.
I mean, look at that. It's not bad.
It's pretty good, isn't it? I mean, that's right. That's exactly right. Over the last 3 years, it's a pretty good action here. So I don't see a reason why it cannot keep going.
It's only it's only a 79 million market cap, right?
Yep.
So it's in the early stages of its growth. I mean, listen, I think it's a great idea. I think it's
just wait till Friday. Let's talk about it on Friday. Just to see
I think I don't know. The fact it's got so sort of there's a lot of good stocks at the moment, Wolf, and the fact it's so I think it's more of a have a nibble and give it a year and see how it goes type story, isn't it?
I agree.
Rather than a trend. Okay, we've got one trend which looks like it's a sell. Is CLX, Wolf.
Yeah, it is, and all the hoopla for talking about its 80%, 90% growth to its profit before tax, that's all evaporated now, right? So that was for the half year. Now we haven't heard from them since February, and that's the issue here. And they've obviously disappointed because their growth has really evaporated. They've only come up with a full year growth of about 10% across the board. And the outlook was very, very dire. I have to say that they were warning about everything, just like the other company, just putting a little bleak picture. LAU wasn't as bad. LAU was going, yeah, it's okay. We're still going to do fairly reasonably okay. These guys were really like putting warning signs out there. So for me, if you're going to be in this space, LAU is by far the one that you'd be looking at.
All right. And again, I mean, it was a sell last week, wasn't it? It had broken that water level by
so you got to get out. If you haven't down last week, you got to get out now.
ATA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just holding on, isn't it? Far away, Wolf. It's up 2% today.
Yeah, I had a look at it. I had a look at it because it's in that space of your DTLs, your COSs, your SOCs. So it's a IT company, delivering services and so on to various industries out there. So I'm interested to see how it performs, what it's trading on. So it's trading on 18 times, so decent result, trading on 18 times. It's something that's, putting it on your watch list. And if it's trending, yes. But you know what? I actually prefer COS, stronger result, much cheaper at 14 times. So for me, COS was the one that was, of all the results, was the standout for me.
All right. So, and there's the chart's sideways. So COS is the one in that sector. Webjet.
Mm-hmm.
Wolf, I suppose it's had a big turnaround, but it's in the share price, isn't it? It's in the value.
It is, and that's the thing. They had an update today, right? So they report out of the normal season. So they don't report in this reporting season. But they had an update, and you went through it. They've got three divisions. The betting, the web bet's doing quite well. The webjet.com.au website's going okay, and the other GoSee's just flat, right? So there's a little bit of mixture in there. So you can see probably the pips going, well, let's take some profits out of this. There's still a few months before the report, so understandable. And again, Dave, if I'm looking to trade anything in this space, HLO is the standout.
Okay, again, so and it's come back down to trend, and it had that little run up to $8, didn't it? Hit it right on.
Yep.
But let's have a look at the HLO chart, because again, this one looking very, very good, Wolf. Looking like a lot better chart, isn't it?
Yep. Definitely.
All right. M7T.
Yeah, it had that big jump, right? Remember they had the quarterly, everyone loved it. It looks like there's a step change, big contract win as well. Really big contract win. Let's be fair. Then obviously a bit of profit taking. It's still lightly traded. It's still unprofitable and still high risk, of course, because it's still in its early phase of trying to build that continuity in its business. Today's result, I suppose, when you look at it, it is pretty good. I mean, the numbers look decent. I'm happy with what they come up with. So I think, at least from that point of view, I think maybe we've got some sort of floor for the price. So any now news coming forwards in the next 3 to 6 months, possibly if they're good news, then we could see a good trade coming through, Dave. So I think it's going to swing from here. That's the impression I'm getting from what I saw today in the announcement. And hopefully it can go on with it, maybe to retest at the dollar over the next 6 months.
Yeah, and Wolfie, I think we let it swing, and then have a look at it.
Exactly.
And actually, we called this one really well, because we had a lot of people saying, "Should we buy this?" We actually looked at the history of this stock and said no.
Yep.
We didn't. We needed to have a little bit more, but that little bit more could be coming down, like you said, having that nice little swing.
Yep.
IGO.
Yep.
It's sort of below trend. It's up 4% today. It still can't get above the water level. Will it? Can it?
Very good result. Very good result. Plus a special dividend as well to boot, right? So all but remember, they're talking about last financial year, and this last few months, and this early in the new financial year hasn't been as brilliant, with the lithium prices coming down and all the other things that are happening with the commodity prices. So potentially FY24 is definitely not going to be as good as FY23. So you've also got to take it into account. So I'm only a trader of this, Dave. So if it's not above the blue line, I'm not interested. I like the story, but I've just, I've got to be treating this as trading stocks.
All right. How's a little art? That's a complete miss. Still below the trend line. Not really happened yet. So we won't talk about that one. Let's go back.
I just want to quickly mention, at least have it on your watch list. That's all. I with art, because they are trying very, 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 very hard to get this business profitable. So it might take another 2 or 3 or 4 quarters, but at least put it on your watch list.
All right. Let's have a look at HLA.
Mm-hmm.
I presume a takeover offer.
Yes, correct. 180. 180.
So that's one for the bottom pickers.
Yes, which we never do. And remember, look at this. If you were in this company, you would be so underwater and you'd be so peeved, right? And you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? And then you get a miracle takeover offer and you think you're a genius. No, you're not. You just got extremely lucky.
Okay, let's talk about MEI. Again, a sort of area of the world that I nearly got shipped off to have a look in the middle of the Amazon, Wolf, and my wife wouldn't let me go because apparently there was danger with the local natives and animals, and also a lot of the apparently this area is also a lot of sort of logging mafia as well. But you know what? It looks very, very, very. It's a very good area apparently for rare earths.
Dave, it's more about the clays out there, right? And the thing is, people forget, and I'm trying to, I suppose maybe educate them. Clays are everywhere, right? Especially the Amazon region. And when you go with an announcement saying remarkable RE results, they forgot the UN at the front. Unremarkable results. Because it's expected, really. I mean, look, I'm okay. Let them have the pass of remarkable drill results. But really, if you know your plays, not that remarkable.
I am amazed that the ASX would let any company put out an announcement saying anything like that word remarkable.
You can spin anything positively, and it's probably remarkable in the fact that it's good and better than they've had previously, right? So you can call anything you like, and maybe in a global scheme of things, remarkable is okay, but like I said, if everyone started looking for clay type deposits, this would not be remarkable. This would probably be very average because, like I said, clays are absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, and also, it's like right in the middle of the jungle. We shouldn't even be going anywhere near these trees, right?
All right, so next one, WA1. Trading hold, looking for capital raise. Not surprising. It's still, it's a good capital raise because, of course, remember they need to drill more. It's at $5.25. I mean, what a great success story this has been. But I think probably about 480. I reckon that would be probably the capital raising around that price somewhere there.
Like you said, I think it could be a good capital raise, and it'll be maybe that's what's held it back, Wolf. That the market's been waiting for the capital raise.
Yeah,
right. It's happened, and then maybe you might see it have a move up afterwards.
Yeah, just chucking for them before we would look at the last one. Chucking the CHN from yesterday because that was remarkable as well.
CHN.
Yeah. Again, me educating everyone about about looking at announcements, looking for the keywords in feasibility studies, right? So they came up with the study yesterday, and everyone went, "What on earth? What on earth?" Right? So, the 3 things that you normally look for, right? And there's a lot of things that people will go, "What the hell?" Right? First of all, I talked about it yesterday, and that is looking at. It's going to take 6 years before they actually produce anything, right? So it's 2029 before they produce. Then the capex about 2 billion, Dave, right? And the most important, assumptions for commodity prices. Dave, you would not believe what they come up with. And, they're saying that they're going to not produce until 2029. So they've got 6 years for their assumptions to come through. But like PGEs, so platinum, that double the price what it is right now, Dave. So they are hoping in 6 years' time, the platinum will be double the price.
And if platinum is the same price, how did it's unprofitable?
Yeah, pretty much. And the funny thing is, with the platinum stuff that they've got, and it is 50% of their pretty much everything. The funny thing is that they used a discount rate of 6.5%. So they're not even giving themselves any room to breathe, so to speak. Oh my God. It's just talking about playing things up to make it look good. Holy macaroni. Yeah, look, the thing is that the discovery is brilliant, but what they've come up with, this economics type study, it's just not going to work.
It's amazing, isn't it, really, where you can get some of the best discoveries on the planet with resources, but you get a feasibility and they're unprofitable.
Right, exactly. Because, 2 billion, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and other things that probably go with it. And then maybe they are just maybe they're too greedy, right? Maybe they just need to look at it. I think I saw an article and they're saying that maybe they just need to concentrate on the really high grade stuff and it might work, right? So it's much smaller size, but if you just concentrate on the high grade, is bigger capex, you can look at it lesser prices for assumptions for prices. Maybe that's what they need to do. Rejig this, because look at the response.
Well, that looks like it's going back down to $1.
Well, it looks like it's never going to get built. That's what it looks like.
Well,
it is looking like going back to $1. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm being kind. Maybe it's going back down to here.
Yeah.
It just shows you how dangerous these stories are. My God.
But also gives you the really painted a picture here that the best time to trade these things is exploration phase, not the feasibility study or the development phase, right? So if you're going to be trading any stories in the mining space, do it at the start. Do it when they come up with some during results.
Do it when the FOMO's on.
Exactly, Dave.
All right, talking about FOMO, I just looked at that DRE up 40%, but still below trend, isn't it?
Okay, let's look at the last company, AUT, because I want to talk about this because there's something interesting that's happened here. And I know it's like a little 0.3, right? But 2 things happened. One, they bought a project in Canada, a copper project, right? So we love copper, which has already got a resource, and it was actually mined. I think it was put on care and maintenance in January this year, right? So almost 1 million tons of copper, right? Mm-hmm. And Mr. Steve Parsons has joined as the managing director. Now, Steve Parsons is a very, very, very good dude in this space because he's taken already 2 companies to extreme highs, right? Griffin is one, and that was taken over. And the second one is Bellevue Gold, BLG, Dave. He's taken it from nothing to look what's happened. He's only recently left. So now he's joining AUT as the managing director. If you're going to be following the man, he's the man.
Okay, so at the moment it's suspended, right?
Yep. So wait till it comes through, because they're going to have to raise probably. I think they bought this mine at $65 million, right? So there's going to be a few moving around. Put this on your watch list. Really good guy joining. Pretty interesting project in Canada. Already 1 million tons of copper in it. Could be very interesting.
Right. Okay. Let's hopefully wait till that starts trending. Wolf. Right. Ask the analysts late on Tuesday. We had some stocks that you're going to have a look at. We've looked at FWD, so that's been done. We got C79.
Yep, I really like it.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. So
onto my list. I've put it on my watch list. Okay. So these guys are pretty much a called Chrysos Corporation. They've got a assaying machine, right, using photon, which is new super duper way of doing it, which means pretty much cheaper, much quicker processing, right, and better on the environment. And when I say quicker and cheaper, much quicker, right? Like a minute or 2 minutes versus half a day, right? With the old assaying techniques. And this is only for gold for the moment. Now, so I looked at the company and I'm looking, okay, jumping from, 12 million to 25 million in revenues, looking at 50 million revenues next year. Still unprofitable though, right? But the EBITDA is going to increase significantly. So I'm looking at profitability should follow with that. And I look at it, okay, what's the possibility here? They're giving us also a look through, right, of what is the market, addressable market here. And I think they said about 610 places around the globe where they can install these machines and, grab revenues through ongoing use of them, right? So 610 facilities they can actually install these machines. At the moment, they've got about 30 machines, I think. So I'm thinking if they can get to 100 machines, right? So that's 1/6 of the total addressable market. That will give them about 150 million in revenues, right? On 150 million revenues, I think this is pretty attractive.
Right.
So I'm liking this company. I think this is a very good Australian technology because it's CSIRO, right? Which is obviously one of our scientific companies here in Australia, right? So it is pretty interesting. I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
Right, and if you actually look at, hopefully that admin cost is not going to go up, right? Obviously, the more machines they get, right? So, yeah, you can see that's just what they need. They just need to grow.
Look at the NPAT, right? They've just hit profitability on that. That's probably readjusted. But you can see that if they can double the revenues, which they're talking about, they've already given us a look through, doubling the revenue, and they're giving us a look through for the EBITDA. And the bottom range of the EBITDA is 7 million. That's a double. And the top of the EBITDA range is 17 million. So they can quadruple the EBITDA from here, right? If things go well. So this is why I'm saying, hey, this could be very, 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 very good.
Wolf, it's impressive. That's a machine, is it?
Yeah, very impressive. I even watched the actual YouTube video of how it actually works and associated with it. So I did my research.
Good boy. All right, I'll tell you what. For those day traders, it's a buy. It looks like it's on the way to $7.
Yep.
So maybe a little trend on the daily, but if you are going to obviously buy it, but now I've just put my finger on it. It does have a good chart. You've got a stop loss just under $6. So there's a little day trade in it, actually, Wolfie. It doesn't look too bad. So a little buy signal on the daily. Not that we trade stocks on the daily. It's not normally our thing, but there is one. Now, next one is God.
Yeah, look, I don't mind this company. It's come up with a decent result. It's in the water and auto parts business, right? So they've got two businesses, which make absolutely no sense. There is just no synergy whatsoever, water and car parts. But, that's how they operate. It's okay. Decent, good result. But I think there's better stories out there.
Listen, and it's sort of near highs, right? So it might creep up a little bit more, but I think there's better to it. And it's sort of done a bit of an exhaustion pattern, Wolf. And, maybe that's it for the time being, I think.
Yep.
CYC.
Yep. Okay, so what's going on here? Because we had a really big jump yesterday. So I had a look at it. The results are clear, still big losses. It's the FDA approval, Dave.
I know. Well, but somebody thought the FDA approval was in yesterday, and now.
But it's not like a drug FDA approval. I think it was like a facility type approval because I had to read through it, and it's coming in September, right at the end of September. So you've got a month, but I don't know whether this is going to be such much material. Maybe the thing is, it is an FDA approval type movements here. So whatever you think of it, it could be a trade, but it's going to be a risky trade.
Right. Okay. Okay. I think. Look, it's saying not to trade it at the moment.
Yeah, not for me. Not for me. I don't that sort of phrase.
All right, Wolfie, a new story. LNW.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a rocket here since it's listed. I mean, since the opening day of the listing, it's up what 10, 30, nearly 30%.
I don't get it. I had a look at it. It's an American company that's got listing here. Dave, I don't understand. I had to look through it. It's like a gambling company. Pass.
Really?
Yep.
And so what's the interest? Do you think there's friends of friends buying it up?
Yeah, probably some FOMOs going through. This makes absolutely zero sense.
This is a one and a half. So this is a 1.5 billion market cap. It must be making money, no?
Maybe. When I was going through, I'm thinking selling some gambling products and stuff. Sort of straight away, my sort of mind was wandering, thinking, I think there's better stocks. It's too early anyway.
Are they listed on the Nasdaq?
Yes.
Why would they come and list in Australia?
I don't get it. This is the thing. I thought, nah, I'm not going to waste my time with this. I'm going to give us a bit more time. Maybe come back another time. But when the gambling thing just put me off completely. No, I don't like gambling stocks, Dave.
Hang on, what's going on? Because you changed for a while. You were into gambling, and now you've gone back.
Not anymore. I'm starting to becoming really goody two shoes
again. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll fix that again. God, I took you to the dark side, and now you're fighting back. That's a good boy, Wolf.
But I've just seen so many car crashes with the gambling stocks like PDHs, bets.
But you're all right with Aristocrat.
Aristocrat is a little bit different because it's more.
It's gaming.
Exactly. So for me,
it does.
It's possible.
It's possible. It still destroys people's lives with gambling machines, but it's got gaming, so it's okay.
I have made an exception for Aristocrats, but I'm not going to hold it long term. I've made it make a quick trade and get out. Right. I'm not going to hold it long term, but. And I think I played the games that Aristocrat had. So,
well, you can't. Yeah.
I know I'm contradictory here. I'm thinking, and probably everyone's thinking, Wolfie, just say no, you don't like anything and don't trade this bloody thing. Okay, fair enough. I will. I won't trade Aristocrat again.
All right, but anyway, all right, Wolfie. Now, I just want, before we go to that day, I want to talk about the Nasdaq. So. And those stocks in America, which are looking good now. We always talk about the creme de la creme, and we pick the creme de la creme because we look at them as a little bit of storages of wealth. And I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention that Microsoft has hit a short-term trend line and looks very, very good. And there's a good chance there's a little trade in it. Google again looking extremely good on the charts. Apple. It's very similar price action to Microsoft, right? Amazon, I don't know why that's there because I don't like that chart. Nvidia with a buy signal if it looks like that on Friday, right? Maybe it needs to get over that 500, but that is one hell of a chart. Mm-hmm. Now, two, which I would be looking at, which I think are in a better part of the cycle, that CRM looks very, very good.
And it just had its result, which was actually very good.
And the one that won is this little guy, Team, right?
We're back, baby.
That had a fantastic result. It went down as low. Look at that. It went down from what 450 as low as what 150. It's 220. That's when you buy it. So I'll tell you what, for all those people that, and I have to put this one on, I'm sorry. All those people that like to trade stories, this is a buy. If you have American stocks on your portfolio, you want to be looking at this. I think that looks absolutely incredible, Wolf.
It does. It does, definitely. I look at it every day because I've got it in my little 4-stock portfolio of the years I've been struggling with for the last 5 years, Dave. That unfortunately I don't do any CTM on it whatsoever because I just don't have the time.
Well, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put this one on as a trade, and see what we can do. So I think if we look at this, it's Team. It's on the US market. We're gonna buy under 203. It's gonna be a trending stock. It's a trade. It's a large cap. The risk is medium. the target length, the first target is around that 248 level, right? We can always lift it. The stop loss is a really nice stop loss around 174. Give it a little bit of leeway. You've got great risk reward in it. So we're looking at a target price, and that could take let's give it a year to start with. We're going to upload that today, and we're going to have a buy on it. And guess what? That's a buy. Very, 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 very good. Wolf, on that note, I think we've rounded up today's news. Some pretty good. We've got a good buy today in America, and happy days.
Yeah, we've got one more day to. Well, today is the last day of the reporting season. We've actually, I'm pretty happy with it. To be honest, we've had a pretty good run with some of those stories. By the way, just put on EGL, because remember we've been going. Come on, it's got to break out one day.
Oh, I know. This.
Oh, I know. This could be it. This could be it finally. Oh, Jesus! Talk about patience.
Well, doesn't it? I mean, the thing is, it's broken out, and everyone's going, at last it's broken out. They're all jumping on. So what most probably what you find, it'll come back a little bit next week. So I reckon we'll have a look at this. If you actually look at.
Let's talk about some of the other stuff. We talked about the really good stories during the reportings. They're still going, right? So remember, when we talk about stories during the reporting season, as we say, this is a buy. We like this story. Just hold it or buy it. So things like just looking through 360 now over 918, right? So this is going very, very well.
What? It's funny, Wolf. Often you put these things on, and they come back, and now look at that. Look at that breakout.
Car sales, Dave, you put that on. That was looking very good. The other one is SiteMinder, SDR, looking extremely good.
Yeah. I mean, and I was looking at, what? Even it was really interesting. Look at SiteMinder. Look at something like even Brambles. Eventually hits that. You know what? It took time, but eventually it hit that. Took about a few months, but eventually it hit that 15, didn't it?
Yep. And look at JLG as well. I mean, I'm just so happy with JLG, because it's just, we talked about it. What a good result that was. And I was pretty positive on it, I have to say. Look, it's still going.
Yeah, no.
This is the stuff to buy. You've got an opportunity right now to buy something again for the long term. It's back.
Wasn't this just an absolute beauty on that long term chart?
Oh my God, crazy, isn't it?
You look at that and you think, hang on, if the market behaves itself, you give it a few months, maybe this could get back to $8.
Yeah, there's no reason to, because it's not as if it was expensive like it was 50 times. It's now 30 times. I'm happy with that. I'm buying this at 30 times.
All right, I think there'll be some good stories on this weekend on Einstein's. I think there'll be some good trades. So it could be a nice few weeks for a little bit of trading, Wolf.
Yep.
On that note, thank you very much, Wolfie. Absolutely brilliant as always. And hasta mañana.
Yes.
Bye bye.